Plea deals are a deal with the devil, but it's only when you're done when the debt to the devil really becomes apparent. Three 18-year-old kids leaving football practice. One of the guys goes in the store and he steals a honey bun. And the storekeeper's giving chase. He grabs his arm, pulls away, and they take off running. They run down the street. Cops pull up, 3 kids are eating a honey bun, and they're going to charge all 3 kids with robbery. If you're in custody, well, the system is going to impose bail. One of 3 things is going to happen. You're rich, you bail out. You're poor, can't bail out. Then that plea deal, that's that third option. So now this kid is sitting in jail, and the bond is $150,000. His parents, they're hard-working people, but they don't have money to pay that. And if I can't post bail, I'm going to stay in jail until the day that I actually go to trial, even if they were innocent. And that's why the system is full of poor people. But then what happens? They come with a plea deal. So now they're just going to offer you commercial burglary, but it's going to be a felony. Plead guilty, and we will give you credit time served. Innocent people take plea deals all the time because all you want to do is go home. You give somebody a pen and say, wait, let me get this straight. I sign this paper, I can get out and start trying to fix my life. Where do I sign?
Yo, what up, man? It's your boy Chris Unbias back with another blog. Every now and then I want to drop a jewel on what's going on in the criminal justice system, man. I know this is a battle rap channel. I do a lot of battle rap blogs, but I feel like, man, us as a minority, a community, a human race in general, we got to educate people, man, on what's really going on in this world. You know what I'm saying? Each one teach one kind of motto. So, you know, everything I've been through, I want to share with people everything that, you know, we learn or whatever. We need to be able to let people know what's going on, put people up on game, and just give them the experience that we need. I feel like that we owe that to people. So every now and then I'm going to drop a criminal justice kind of blog, at least until I start my channel. You know, I'm thinking about starting a criminal justice channel. So if you are a lawyer, or you've been through the system, you know anything, and you're looking to actually do a channel with me, I don't mind us doing it together because I don't know everything and I don't mind getting help from other people. So it's not anything I'm going to do now, but sometime in 2021, I definitely want to start that channel. So this blog is about how the criminal justice system and the prosecution can manipulate the law in order to force people to plea out. But before we get into that, has anybody seen the documentary The 13th? It's very, very interesting. It's very important. I think as anybody that's a minority, an African-American, anything, need to watch this blog. It's called The 13th. It's on Netflix. It's free on YouTube right now. You can check it out. It's a crazy documentary, bro. It is real. It will blow your mind. It's about the 13th Amendment. It's about our Constitution. It's about how basically they have legalized slavery. They have legalized slavery in this country. That's really what's going on. So way back in the day, you had these lawmakers come up with these Rockefeller laws, a lot of mandatory sentencing on like non-violent crimes, like drug offenses. So they were locking people up 10, 15, 20 years on mandatory sentences. The judge didn't even have any discretion to be able to change the sentencing guidelines because it was like once you got convicted, he was forced to follow the guidelines based on the law. So they'll lock you up, and they were using inmates to basically make and build stuff we use every day in America. T-shirts, underwear, long johns, pajamas, buildings that are built. They were using inmates to build these things and paying them 13 cents a day. 13 cents a day, bro. 13 cents a day. That is the modern day legalized slavery, man. And the crazy part is that stuff that we use every day, was really taking part of that. Like Walmart. Walmart was really big on utilizing inmates to make stuff that are Walmart brands. Now, they got a lot of backlash. They don't do it anymore. But there's still a lot of companies that you may frequent today that you don't even know are taking part of this system and using inmates to basically pay them a little bit of money to do a whole lot of work. That's really what it is. 13 cents a day, little bit of money to do a whole lot of work. And it's really criminal, man, what they doing, man. It's just another way that Republicans have put these laws in place that are really hurting minorities, is really hurting the poor, is really hurting blacks. And I can't even say Republicans because President Clinton had a lot to do with it too. He passed some laws that he went back later on and said, my bad, but we don't really care because they're already implemented, they're already in place, and you're no longer in office to change them. So it's crazy, bro. It's definitely crazy. If I show you this picture right here, how many of y'all know who this person is? Just on her face. What if I told you that her name was Ruth Bader Ginsburg? Would that still ring a bell to you? She used to be a Supreme Court justice. It's only 9 of them. 9 Supreme Court justices. She recently passed away. Her passing was a very big deal for minorities, a very big deal for African Americans, because she was more like a liberal. So there's 9 Supreme Court justices. A lot of them are Republicans. And it's a lifetime appointment. So once you get in that position, you basically, until you pass away, you basically become a Supreme Court justice for life. She was a liberal. She was against, abortion. She wasn't really against getting rid of Social Security. All these different things she was against. So when she passed away, during the Trump administration, he was able to appoint a new Supreme Court justice. So of course, he's going to pick a Republican. So a lot of people wanted her, because they knew she was having health issues, to at least pass away once Biden got in office, if Biden had won the election, and he ended up winning it. He could have then put a Democrat Supreme Court justice there. So what Trump is doing is he's stacking the deck with all these Supreme Court justices that are Republican, because he's trying to save his ass in case they want to prosecute him. He can start appealing stuff to a higher court, which is the Supreme Court, which is going to be the same people that he put there. So what you think they're going to do? You think they're going to try to lock him up or get him arrested? Probably not. So a lot of times they try to stack the deck in their favor with a bunch of Republicans on this side. So it's very important that Democrats and minorities and everything put people in position so that we can start getting the deck stacked in our favor. So I just want to say that, man, if you have not watched the 13th, you definitely need to watch it. Now, I'm going to show you a video, and y'all let me know what y'all think.
Suddenly, they pull handguns on 4 employees, tying them up with duct tape, raiding the safe and the numerous display cases.
What if I told you that the person in this video was facing 100 years in prison? 100 years in prison. You might think, wow, there was an armed robbery. Someone was tied up, or some people were tied up. Some jewelry was taken. Nothing was smashed. Nothing was destroyed. Nobody was killed. Nobody was harmed. 100 years in prison is what this person in this video is facing. He didn't even kill anybody. 100 years in prison. I'm going to explain to you how the law and the state and the prosecution are able to create these laws that really screw people over and really get them a lot of time. The criminal justice system is nothing but a plea bargain system. That's all it is. If everybody went to trial, the whole criminal justice system is shut down because they don't have enough time or money to send everybody to trial. So it's a plea bargain system. So these laws are created to force you to plea out. So, I like to tell stories, man. I'm a storyteller. I like to tell stories. So there was this guy that I knew in jail. He was in there for an armed robbery. Very similar situation to this. This is why I'm doing this blog. He robbed a KFC. I don't know why he robbed a KFC. If he wanted some chicken, he should have robbed a Chick-fil-A. But I don't know. He robbed a KFC. There were two employees there and 2, customers ordering chicken or whatever. They go in there. Oh, on the floor. Take the money out the register, about $200, $300, and they bounce. I ain't snitching, by the way. He already played out down the road in prison. This ain't. So it is what it is. He was facing 100 years in prison, just like this person is. 100 years in prison. You might think, wow, you go into a store, you don't harm anybody, you take $200 or $300 out the register. You gotta at least steal $1,000 for it to even be a misdemeanor. You take a couple $100 out of the register. Why are you facing 100 years in prison? 100 years. The way the law is written, you get an armed robbery for every person that's in that facility. So those 2 customers buying chicken, that's 2 armed robberies. Those 2 employees behind the register, that's 2 armed robberies. He got hit with 4 armed robberies. And this is what bothers me when people are in the criminal justice system and they act like they don't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Because either you're too dumb and you didn't learn anything while you were locked up, or you're not trying to share your knowledge just out of spitefulness. Because he got hit with 4 armed robberies, bro. 4 armed robberies, 20 years apiece on armed, 80 years just on an armed robbery. Then he got gun charges for each person. 5 years, 5 years, 5 years, 5 years, 20 years just in gun charges. So now he's facing 100 years in prison. See, when he first got locked up, he only had 2 charges. He only had 1 charge. He had an armed robbery. That's all they charged him with when he first got locked up. This is the police. You know, when they write the police report and write your charges, armed robbery, send it to the prosecutor. The prosecutor gets it and think, how can we trump up these charges? So they say, okay, it was 4 people, boom, 4 armed robberies, 4 people, 4 gun charges. It's another reason why I don't like when people get overwhelmed looking at charges, because the criminal justice system loves to add charges. You might rob 1 store but get 8 felonies like this dude did. He robbed 1 KFC and got 8 felonies. And you might say, wow, 8 felonies. Oh my God, what did he do? He must have killed somebody. He got 8 felonies. He only robbed 1 store and took $320. That's it. But you look at it, you look at 8 felonies and you start going crazy like, oh shit, he got 8 felonies. So what ended up happening in his situation was he took a plea. They came to him and they said, we'll drop all your charges and leave you with 1 armed robbery and 1 gun charge. If you take this football number, you know, they even giving you football numbers when you're in jail. You take a 20-15. For those of y'all don't know what a 20-15 is, that's a 20-year sentence, 15 years incarcerated, 5 years probation. Now, probation is like another loophole that's killing African American and minorities every day. You know what I'm saying? People want to get out of jail so much, they just take a whole lot of time on papers. You know what I'm saying? They'll give you like a 10-2. 10-year sentence, 2 years incarcerated, and 8 years on paper. So the next 8 years, you got to be clean. Because if you get arrested for anything, you got to go to probation court. It may take you 30 to 45 days before a judge even see you. You done lost your job. You might have missed your rent. You might have missed your car note. Your life is in shambles now, just over 30 or 45 days. Probation is just another loophole to keep you in the system. So the prosecutor, like I said, is going to look at all these charges, force you to go to bond on all of these charges, like I told you before. Now you got armed robbery, gun. 8 charges. So the judge is going to look at it, he's going to be like, okay, 15 for each armed robbery, so now you got a $60,000 bond so far, and we're going to give you $5,000 for every gun. So now you got an $80,000 bond. You got to pay $8,000 to get out of jail. On your plea deal, they're going to plea you down to 1 armed robbery and 1 gun charge. But they never give you back your bond money. You see how they overcharge you, force you to pay the state money, rake up all these bond fees, then drop them. Drop the charges out of nowhere. Drop the charges. But they don't give you your money back. This stuff is really, the criminal justice system, it's about inconsistencies, it's about money, it's about just railroading minorities and poor people. That's all the criminal justice system is. I'm not saying that ain't no people that should be in there. Like, yeah, if you're going out robbing and shooting and doing drive-bys and dumb shit, yeah, you should be locked up. So I'm not no advocate of that nobody should be locked up kind of stuff. That's not what I'm saying. But a lot of people are really getting screwed over in the system, and a lot of it is based on money. This whole system is just based on money. The people that run the criminal justice system, that run these laws, are a lot of rich white people from way back in the day, the 60s and 70s, that created all of these laws. And then they put all of these white people who are Republicans and judges into the Supreme Court, made them justices for life, and they make all the laws of the country. And until we get some African Americans, until we get some minorities, some Spanish, Puerto Rican, whatever, until we get them in those positions, we're not able to make change. It was great that Obama became president. It was wonderful. The problem is that even for him to pass certain laws, they have to get passed by the Senate. The Senate was, at that time, was mostly controlled by Republicans. So if Obama says, you know, I want to pass this law, and he sends it to Congress. If Congress is majority ran or controlled by Republicans, they can veto it. So a lot of y'all like, damn, Obama should have done more for African Americans. He could have if the Republicans wouldn't have vetoed a lot of his stuff. They got a vendetta against him. They said he was going to be a one-term president. They wasn't even going to allow him to get reelected, but he got reelected. Back to the criminal justice system. My friend that was locked up, he took a 20-15. He's down the road right now. You know what I'm saying? I hope everything is well for him. I wish him the best. Because, you know, he got kids and everything, man. You be talking to these inmates, man. You kind of live a little vicariously through their life. You sit in jail with them a year. You see them doing video visits with their kids. You kind of feel a little connection there. And it's like, bro, you're going to be away for 10, 15 years. You know what I'm saying? Your kids will be teenagers, grown by the time you get out. And they overcharge you, charge you with all of these crimes, and then plea you out. And say they drop everything. When you got them 8 charges and they drop you down to 6, you think, wow, you gonna do that for me? Little old me, you gonna drop 6 charges for little old me. When really all you did was one armed robbery and took $320. You didn't harm anybody. But they didn't trumped up your charges so much, you forced a plea out. They got you on camera, they got a witness, they got all kind of, you can't go to trial facing 100 years. You got to take whatever they give you because you got no leverage. And they know that. They write these laws for them to kind of loophole you in this stuff. They write them that way. I started to understand. I was sitting in jail just getting charges. Just getting charges out of nowhere. Come on downstairs, Chris. We need you to sign this. Come on downstairs. We need you to sign. I'm just getting charges out of nowhere. I'm lucky to be here. The way they be doing people in there. So, if you have been in the criminal justice system, please don't go back. I ain't going back. Please don't go back. If you done some dirt and got away with it and think, shit, this shit was easy as hell, boy. I hit that lick last night and got away with it, came out with about $1,200. I'm going out tonight. Don't go out tonight. Your time will eventually run out, and they going to start looping you into all them little licks you hit. And start painting a picture. Even if you ain't hit them, they going to still loop you in just to create their leverage and say, look, plea out. So, man, don't get caught up in the criminal justice system, man. It's very hard to get in, hard to get out, man. It's just not. I mean, unless you got some long money that's going to really be able to get you some Johnny Cochran lawyer, you really about to get screwed. You know what I'm saying? You really about to get screwed. And y'all stay. I just wanted to drop these news on y'all, man. Y'all stay blessed out there, man. Stay safe and stay out of the criminal justice system. This your boy Chris Unbias, man. Subscribe to the channel, man. I appreciate all the love and support. I'll let your boy.
Due to is the third and last